The Eastern Hockey Federation is arguably one of the most elite hockey programs in the Northeast. And the Boston Junior Terriers are arguably the most elite hockey program in the Northeast. Over the years, the Boston Junior Terriers have produced countless Division I college hockey players, and even some of today's NHL stars. Guys like Jack Eichel, Charlie Coyle, Jimmy Vesey, Noah Hannafin, yep, they all played for the Boston Junior Terriers. And now the Terriers are associated with their own hockey academy, where high-level academics meets high-level hockey. Not a bad way to spend the school year. Tonight, I'm with the Boston Junior Terriers. And tonight, it's Hockey Night in New England.
I hear him chat to the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man's so tough, but man's keep walking. Hot like fire on the pan, if you wanna touch man, please use caution.
Hockey Night in New England is brought to you by Duncan. Where there's hockey, there's Duncan.
The Junior Terriers have been around for a long time. You know, they've been playing out of this location for 20 plus some odd years. I came in about 6 years ago. I have a history in hockey, played Division I college hockey and had an injury, and then played D3, and then went out to Arizona and played out in Arizona and got hurt again and came back and started coaching while in grad school. And my first coaching gig was with the Junior Terriers, and that was about 15 to 18 years ago. I coached with them for all those years up until 6 years ago when I was approached by the owners and see if I had any interest in purchasing the program in the facility. There's a good 20, 30 players that have played in the NHL that have come through the Junior Terriers organization, and also coaches. Jerome McGinley was a coach with us, and Brian Yandel, obviously, is a coach with us, and he still is. And we've had a lot of guys that have played Division I and professional in the NHL that were Junior Terriers at one time.
I mean, Terriers, they really offer what's been called the cradle to college program. And we have skaters who are with us from 3 years on up. We offer, once again, programs for learning to skate, and we've seen those numbers develop at a rapid pace. Hockey in itself has exploded. You tack on the girls component, which is one of the fastest growing sports around, and we've seen those numbers increase.
We have something for every skill level, and it really starts with our learn to skate, learn to play, Devo, Fed Futures model. And it's really the coaches focus on development, at those younger ages, at the mite age and the squirt age, where it's not about the wins and losses. It's about making sure that the players are getting puck touches and the kids are all getting equal ice at the Tier 1 level, and hopefully we can move them up to the elite level.
So both my older son and my younger son, who's now still with the program, he's a 2011 level, he plays in the Tier 1 Platinum Division. He's been with that team since really pre-mites. Team has been competitive and really at the top of the division the entire time there. I think it's a combination of things that have kept us here. It's the quality of the program and the coaching generally, as well as it's an incredibly well-run program, with good people. The families that have stayed with the program, I think for all the same reasons that we've enjoyed it and stayed with it. The league is competitive. We supplement the schedule with teams outside of the league, both in tournaments and non-league games, to make sure that we're playing at the highest level. And I think that's been what's really kept people here, is a combination of good families, good kids, good coaches, has really kept people in Canton and staying with the Terriers.
Hey Dark Roast drinkers, it's Duncan, the place you didn't think was for you. Well, meet the side of Duncan you haven't seen. The darkest, roastiest side we've ever had. Pretty good dark voice, huh? Duncan Midnight, America runs on Duncan.
Mara Flooring and Design, with Central Massachusetts' largest selection of quality flooring products, featuring Mohawk carpet, wood, vinyl, and rugs, including Mohawk RevWood Select with a lifetime all-pet warranty, along with expert installation, repair, and advice from Mara's skilled installers and project specialists.
When you walk out of here, we want you to be able to say, wow, that was a great place. That was a great experience. Being a family-owned business, it's our pleasure to earn your business.
All right, Josh, you and I both know that one of the most important aspects about being a successful hockey player is skating.
Yeah, well, you can never be too good of a skater, and the more powerful and efficient you are, the more energy you're going to have at the end of the game.
Okay, so at J Squared Hockey, you guys are all about the treadmill here that we're standing on. Why the treadmill?
Yeah, well, it's a great tool because it gives you instant feedback. We're working on body positioning and push direction, and so when you have each stroke, track's going to tell you if it's a good one or not based on if you're traveling east to west or if you go further back into the track.
So it almost highlights your mistakes immediately. You can feel them in real time. Okay. All right, and so why not just go to the ice and do that?
Yeah, well, on the ice, there's going to be a lot of people. It's tough to get ice time these days, such a busy area. But here we get to focus on one or a small group of maybe 2 or 3. So you're really going to get to focus in on yourself. And with the video, you're going to get instant feedback not only from the track, but with the delayed captured video, you're going to get to see your shift. And then hopefully what we're talking about and what you're feeling is going to connect.
So aside from just skating, you're also working on speed and reaction. How are you doing that here?
Yeah, so the treadmill, we work on going faster in a straight line, but there's other ways to gain speed in hockey. And so we have some really cool neurovisual tools that we work on. We have light balls, some programs on the computer, and then of course this awesome Dynavision board where we're working on peripheral vision and reaction time.
And so it must be fun and competitive too.
Yeah, it's great. We track all the results, and so they're always wondering what their friends got or trying to beat their previous score. So it works really well.
Tell the folks a little bit about your background and how you started the Shift Group.
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up playing hockey. I'm from Marlborough, Mass. Originally, went to Cushing, played at Holy Cross, and when I retired, I kind of was lost, and I tripped and fell into sales. Yeah. And I immediately loved it for all the boxes it checked from being a former athlete. Spent 15 years in sales and sales leadership, and what we do is we make sure that athletes don't trip and fall into sales. We give them a soft landing and some great foundational skills to really kick off their career in the right way.
Yeah, it's hard to make that change or that shift into being an athlete full time and having that mindset and then transposing that into a career. I suppose that's why you started the Shift Group.
For me, you tend to lose your identity a little bit, and what we try to do is show them like, hey, your identity should remain the same. You just need to take the focus that you put towards athletics, towards this new endeavor, and if you do it, you're going to be wildly successful.
And I know what's unique about you guys is that you're not just throwing them out there in the marketplace. There's real specific training that you guys provide as well.
Yeah, there's like anything, there's foundational skills that will make you successful if you get really good at them. Yep. So we kind of picked off like the top 6 that we think are most important. Once we train the kids on the 6 skills, we test them on it. And they're tested by a third-party seasoned seller that doesn't work for Shift Group. They give them grades, and we're launching a leaderboard in the next couple months here where companies will be able to actually log in, see where candidates stand against their peers, and watch game tape of them doing mock cold calls, doing mock discovery calls, presenting 30, 60, 90s. So full game tape before you ever interview a candidate for $0.
How can people get in touch with you?
They can visit our website, www.shiftgroup.io, and there's pages for athletes and for companies that they can find us on.
Great job.
With Sports Etc. in Arlington, Mass. Once again with Paul Stanton. Good to see you, Paul.
Nice to see you, Joel.
This is the place to talk about goalies. One of my favorite topics when I'm with you. We're talking about goalie masks, a topic I know very little about. So you got 5 lines here. Tell us what we're looking at.
This is our entry-level helmet from Bauer called the 930. It's a polycarbonate mask. It's a little softer mask, but
like a starter mask.
Somebody just getting into the one. It's nice and lightweight. When you go up to the 940 mask, it's a layered fiberglass mask, dual density foam padding, but it does have Aramed, which is like Kevlar, and they put that in the shell to try to stiffen up a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. As we go up here, we go to the 950. This is, again, got different liner foam, so it's dual density foam, but they have a thing called poron inside of it, so it's going to absorb more energy. But the major difference is you go up here, it's got a layered, it's a layered fiberglass mask, but it's got carbon in the temple and carbon in the chin.
Where you're going to see most of the products during a game. Got it.
Get a lot of concussions. People want to upgrade to something like that to give you a little more impact resistance.
You said you want to focus on these three. Why these three? I'm guessing your AAA hockey, you kind of start with here and then go up?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. So you get a lot of kids playing AAA. They're playing Boston Junior Eagles.
Yeah.
They're 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of pucks coming out. Parents concerned about concussions. You go to a layered fiberglass helmet.
Okay.
Because when you go from here, this is the polycarbonate. It's going to be a lot softer.
Yeah.
Not going to take the impact resistance.
Got
So
it.
that's where you start here. So I term it good, better, best. This one here is going to give a lot more protection for a young kid. As you go up to a 950 here, kid who's playing high school hockey, select hockey, somebody who's had a concussion, they might jump up to this.
Got it, okay.
The carbon's going to give you a lot more impact resistance. And then at the very top, which is our best one,
Yeah.
the 960, fully layered carbon shell helmet, very, very protective. Kid playing prep school hockey, you know, college,
Okay.
you know, that sort of level you go there. So that's really what it comes down to. Bauer does have one fifth one, which is the HNNE. It just came out this past year. Basically very, very similar to the 950. The one that was 960, the one we sell the most of is the 960.
This one right here.
It
Okay.
is.
Yep.
They have a different component in the shell. It's a very, very stiff shell, a little different fit. So that's one thing you have to try them on, because kid may have a wide face, the HNNE would fit better. A narrow face might fit into a 960. In terms of colorways, the two top end all the helmets only come in, most of them come in white.
Okay.
The very top end one, the HNNE, does come offered in a black and a white shell.
What if my school color's blue?
You get a custom paint job.
All right. Then custom paint job, which I'm sure you guys can point people in the right direction. What are the price ranges here that we're going?
Sure. As you start up, the entry-level helmets, which come in both youth, junior, and senior, they're all $199.
Okay.
As you go up the ladder, this one runs $399 to $940.
Yeah.
When you go to the 950, which is our high school type of helmet, that's $599, and the pro-level helmets are at $950.
Got it. Okay. Good investment. Got to keep the brain safe. For more information on anything related to goalie, anything related to hockey, come down and see Paul and the rest of the crew at Sports Etc.
I think the biggest thing that we do, aside from a lot of other organizations, is our parents and our coaches work well together, and our coaches, again, embrace these teams as their own kids. And they really put the time and commitment and effort in. They certainly don't do it for the money. There's not a big paycheck coaching youth hockey, but all of our coaches do film review with their kids. All of our coaches, try to do some sort of a playbook or some sort of a set play type of system. They all do chalk talk with their teams. They're all doing those things that these kids are gonna have to learn to do when it comes to high school. They're gonna have to learn to do when it comes to hopefully to college. So that starts at a very young age with us. It's really all about our coaches. We let our coaches coach, and I'm very proud to say that all of our coaches are extremely committed, they're extremely dedicated, and they just really have a love for their teams and their kids and their families. So most of our coaches played Division I or pro in some form or fashion, whether it was the ECHL, AHL, NHL, or over in Europe.
Make it interesting, don't we?
Yeah. CJ, come on, man.
Hey, it's a great game. Hey. Talk about hard work, right? From the very beginning. Right? Every shift, next lineup. We're buzzing. It's a great game. Right? First place team. How about them Terriers? Yeah. Great job! Great weekend!
Every day we tell the kids come to work for 50 minutes, whether it's, they're 8 years old or they're 12 now. Just keep getting better and keep being the hardest worker on the ice, and they will see improvements.
Yeah, we want the teams to be highly competitive. We also want the kids to have an experience where they learn and grow throughout the year.
The skill development here, the coaching staff is amazing. From our Fed Futures, so these kids are 5, 6 years old, all the way up. It's it's a winning culture here. The Terriers have always done well in the league, and obviously you get that full ice experience. I have my 2017 coming up next year, which will be in the Fed Future as well. So he'll get that full ice experience before going into my minor.
Part of the Terriers' expansion is its commitment to the growth of the Lady Terriers.
One of the arms that we are continuing to look forward to and growing is our girls, and we've really grown that over the last 4 or 5 years, which now we have several teams, and that is one arm that we can continue to grow and add more teams to.
We're hungry and we're growing. The U10 girls team is playing in the NEGHL National Upper Division, which is the highest division there is of the 6 divisions they offer at the U10 level in the NEGHL. We're currently in 4th place. We're the 5th ranked team in the country at the time.
So we really love our Lady Terriers. Those teams have been very, very successful in a very short period of time. So we're really focused on helping that branch of our Terrier family grow.
I think it's the experience that you get from the top down. Ownership who's incredibly committed, coaches and directors that really are paying attention to kids and I think teaching the right lessons. You know, the access to ice, which you don't necessarily get in the same level at every program. And the fact that, you know, because we've had success, that breeds success. More people come in the door and want to stay here, and they want to bring more people with them.
For more information about tryouts in March or anything Terriers related, please visit bostonjuniorterriers.com.
I just used my Dunkin' Rewards points for a free latte and donuts. Now I'm using those donuts to get out of a jam. New Dunkin' Rewards. Save them, stack them, use them how you want.
Now open, Warrior Ice Arena, the official practice and training center of the Boston Bruins. Our state-of-the-art facility brings the enjoyment of skating to all levels. Interested in learning how to skate or play hockey? Our hands-on staff will get you moving in no time. It's the perfect place for your corporate event, birthday party, or special occasion. Open daily, offering public skating, public hockey, and freestyle. Skate where the pros skate. Warrior Ice Arena at Boston Landing. Visit us at warrioricearena.com or 617-WARRIOR.
Sports Etc. Everything for hockey and more.
If you're looking for the best selection of everything for hockey and more, then come to Sports Etc. in Arlington, Mass. Since 1980, the experts at Sports Etc. have been properly fitting hockey players from beginners to pros, with trusted brands at great prices. Let the pros at Sports Etc. get you skating in the right direction. Visit Sports Etc. today for all your hockey needs.
For tonight's EPS quick tip, I just want to go over the importance of a warm-up prior to stepping onto the ice for practices and games. If you don't warm up the right way, it can lead to injury. So the importance of a warm-up is you want to raise your heart rate, you want to activate and mobilize your muscles, right, through dynamic stretches, mobility drills, foam rolling, any way you can. And then you want to make sure that you have a little sweat going prior to stepping onto the ice, and it'll help you reduce injury and it'll help you feel better whenever you're skating. And if you want to train with us at EPS but you don't have the time or you can't get here in person, we just launched an online training platform called Edge Method that'll be able to help you guys learn from the best.
You know, he was a great kid, and obviously you're here, you're in the hockey community, and there's no better community, and that's where he was brought up. That's where his character was formed. That's where all his friendships began.
Corey would be the ultimate glue guy, for sure. Someone that was incredibly inclusive. You know, the biggest problem we ever had with Corey is that he'd show up with too many people everywhere he went.
He was at a fundraiser for Pete Frady's down in Nantucket, and he had raised more than money than anybody else. That's what filled his heart with joy, and as a result, people loved him, and he was always helping people. So Corey still inspires us all. The foundation's called the Corey C. Griffin Foundation, but we call it Corey's Kids now.
I think when you get to see these young children and you see their lives improving over the years, and we think that we had a small part in that. If Corey didn't get to have a family of his own, would have been a great dad. We consider these kids Corey's kids.
The Corey Griffin Foundation is focused on making sure that every child, no matter of background or family situation, has an opportunity to succeed, achieve, and thrive.
The Corey C. Griffin Foundation started and really was an extension of the work my brother was doing while he was here with us.
We would love for more people to get involved, to come to help these kids, interact with these kids, and be the role model that these kids could use.
We're so proud of what we've been able to do in Corey's name, and we know that he is too.
I'm with Tom Ford from Dynamic Skating. Tom, good to see you again. We're talking about skating. What do you have for us today?
Today we have the backwards ladder.
Okay.
So what we're doing here is a few years back, you know, we started getting rid of that outside edge on the defenseman going back.
Okay.
Certainly on a pivot, they don't want to see the feet crossing over or using the outside edge.
But why is that? Is it because it takes too much time?
It's not only time. Some people cross their feet and they're quicker, but it's just a matter of committing in one direction and then trying to get back. So those upper level players, look, as soon as even the D-man shifts his weight, never mind cross his feet, you're done at that point. So this is just, in football you see the defensive backs use it all the time where they're shuffling, they're not crossing their feet because they're a lot quicker and better athletes that way.
I can't wait to see it. Let's take a look.
For you to be able to generate speed, you still need to use both edges, meaning an inside edge. We're eliminating the outside edge on the other skate, so it's another inside edge grab. So it's an inside edge grab with an inside edge drive.
And they're not crossing those feet over.
No, they're not.
Because years ago we were taught to cross our feet over.
Yep, and we still don't, we don't shy upon that. I mean, we still show you how to cross the feet the right way with the inside, outside edge. But this is just to become more athletic out there as a defenseman, even if you just do these drills, your footwork improves, which is priceless for a D-man, okay? So what we're gonna do right now, he's gonna come in with an inside edge hold, and I have you holding it because it has to be underneath. Now he loads up and he drives and he stacks his feet. Hold, he drives and he reaches with the other skate, just like that, all right? All right, so here what we have is our backwards ladder. We're gonna do it around a circle, and he's gonna use two edges here. So even though we're saying we're gonna eliminate the outside, that other skate is still grabbing ice with that inside. So he's gonna generate speed, inside edge drive, and then he's grabbing with that other skate for an inside edge grab and pulling together. We stack the feet so we don't cross the feet over.
Let's see it. Yep.
It takes a while to get used to this, but see how he's driving and he's stacking his feet, Now he's generating speed. All right?
He's digging in.
So we have our backwards ladder now. We're gonna go straight down the ice. It's a great warm-up drill right here. So there's gonna be an inside edge hold. He's gonna drive off of it, and he's gonna stack the feet. He drives and he stacks. He resets the feet each time. Drive and set. Drive and he resets. So he loads up, he grabs ice, stacks the feet.
Got it.
Right in here. If you notice once, he's not crossing his feet, he stays athletic.
And he's picking up plenty of speed,
Absolutely. And you can follow him right down, Braden. There's an inside edge hold, then he drives and he stacks. Weights on the front third, he drives and he stacks the feet. Holds, drives and he stacks. Hold, he drives and he stacks the feet. Hold. They should look like they're just floating down the ice with not a lot of change in levels, right? See how he's seated? Weight shifted back to the heels a little bit. So now we're gonna put everything together. So just visualize a defender coming down, or you're the off D-man where the puck's on the other side and you're just changing lanes. You're not using that outside edge, but you're floating down the ice. You're staying at the one level and you're generating speed as well with the ladder. Here he goes. It's a step, and he stacks all the way down. He's generating speed, right? Not committed to either side. They look like athletes out here.
It's amazing how quick he generates that speed, too. And he's not crossing over.
Nope. So he's still using two edges. That's how he generates the speed. Inside edge drive, inside edge grab.
Great job.
All right.
"13 years in San Jose, the clock's ticking, no cup." Like, how much pressure is that on you personally?
You know, you always think about it, you want it. It's what drives you. It's what's driven me the first 13 years. And it's just something you try to chase after. And each year you get a chance, and we've been close.
What does a post-career look like for you? Are you involved in hockey or doing something totally different?
You know, as far as post, it's, you know, we got the 9-year-old son right now, Nathan.
You got plenty of time.
Hopefully, whenever it happens, we'll still be able to coach him for a few years and watch him, and just it's incredible being able to watch him play hockey, and it's the best when we get an off day and I can go out and practice with those guys or able to catch one of their games.
Hopefully one day we got Nathan sitting in that chair right there, and we get to have a conversation with him as well.
More fishing, more golfing, family time. Enjoy it a little bit. But definitely, if I do something after, we would probably do it.
Joe, thank you very much. Yeah, good to see you.
All right.
Not only does Russ own the Terriers, but he's also the head of the newly founded American Hockey Academy.
The Terriers have a long, proven history and tradition. And we wanted to build on that history and tradition. The American Hockey Academy is a sister to the Terriers family, a firm believer in education. And I wanted kids to have a traditional high school experience, but play a full season model. And so I started contacting some local schools that I knew that had boarding but didn't have hockey. And the marriage was made with Cats Academy, which stands for Cambridge Arts, Technology and Sciences. It happens to be 3 miles down the road. So it was just a really, really good marriage. They already have the dorm set up, they already have the brick and mortar, beautiful campus, about 18 acres. They have about 300 students, very small, 8-to-1 student to teacher ratio. Every kid has their own college advisor, every kid has their own academic advisor. So it was a really good setup where our kids already had the academic piece, and then we could focus on the hockey.
Hockey academies have a bit of a different schedule than your typical high school.
The students wake up in their dorms. We have a lot of kids that commute as well. So if you're a local kid, you can commute as well and just go to the school. You show up for class at 8 a.m. You're in class from 8 a.m. to about 11:45. After that, you have lunch, and then it's on the bus. You take the 8-minute trip down the road, you come to the rink, and then we have 3 hours of hockey slotted time. So we don't have the kids go for 3 full hours, it's too much hockey. But we usually go 2 hours, hour and 15 minutes of a hard practice, and then an hour of specialties, skills, special teams, systems type of stuff. And then we're in the gym. So the boys will rotate. We'll be on one sheet for an hour, another sheet for an hour, and then they'll be in the gym for an hour. Then they go back to the school about 4 o'clock. They take an activity in the afternoon, whether it be a club or a particular science activity, or we offer a bunch of different clubs and settings. Then they have dinner, 6 to 7, and then it's mandatory study hall, 7 to 9:30, and then it's lights out, repeat, refocus the next day for the kids that live there. The kids that commute go home after the 6 p.m. meal. It's about a 70-game schedule, so we play in 3 separate leagues, well 4 separate leagues. We play Florida, we're going for the Elite Prospects League, which has arguably 8 to 10 of the top teams in the country, and Esmark Stars and Philadelphia Junior Flyers and Team Maryland and Florida Alliance. And then we play in the Elite, in the Eastern Hockey Federation in the split season, in the Tier 1 National Bound, which are all your top teams, local teams, you know, the Junior Eagles of the world, the Whalers of the world. And then we also play in the UT1 Hockey League, which is more of a local hockey league where the showcases are all local. They're all showcase format. And that has several Canadian teams that play in that league. And then we do an Academy Cup at the end of the year where several of the local academies join together and we do a play down and we play for an Academy Cup. I think honestly it's you know, people might be a little wary of the full season model or wary of, you know, the academy model, but we're a traditional prep school. We're a traditional brick and mortar high school that focuses on hockey for a full year and where the boys are together for a full year. But the kids are in person, they're in an 8 to 1 student teacher ratio classroom, they're meeting kids from all over the world, and then when they're at the rink, they're focused on hockey and they're focused on their development. So I really implore people just to kind of do their homework and check us out to see what we're all about. You can see the campus, you can go online, AmericanHockeyAcademy.com, and all of our social media, American Hockey Academy, and you can see what we do. It's a pretty fun environment to be a part of.
For more information about the American Hockey Academy, please visit AmericanHockeyAcademy.com.